So we have a couple more races to go, and here today we will have just a little bit more action for you to see out the day here at Kerpen. DD2, and it's been a 100% success rate for Mika Metz, who will continue to lead the championship standings coming out of this weekend at Kerpen. Fabian Bock will line up alongside with Yannick Jacobs and Marcel Steinert, row 2. Florian Breitenbach and Leon Arndt, row 3. Row 4, Robert Chopin and Marco Göttler, rounding out the top 4 rows. Completing the top 10, it's Hannes Border and Yannick Herrmann. Jonas Wolscheid, Marc Bartels, Tim Stender, Philipp Dreschler, Ronny Göttler, Tristan Gebhardt, rounding out the 16 strong that have already made it through the timing beam. No Lawrence Seyfried that I can see off, but might start from the pre-grid with a non-starter from Lukas Horstmann, I'm afraid. So we have this plus 2 additional, this and another race still to go. So 14 minutes on the clock plus an additional lap. Right, so into the tram lines we go. Revs rise, lights are out, we are racing, and it is both Mika Metz and Yannick Jacobs that get to the front of the field. Robert Chopin trying to put it around the outside of Marcel Steinert. That's brave. Through turn 2, just asked Nico Huntke, trying to do that move twice in one race yesterday. First time it worked, the second time it didn't, unfortunately. However, Mika Metz at the front of the field. Jacobs in second, Bock in third, Steinert, Leon Arndt, Florian Breitenbach. Looks like we've also got no Lawrence Seyfried on the grid. Has called it a day, I think. So they've completed lap number 1. As Marcel Steinert hung out to dry by Robert Chopin, and looks to be also Marco Göttler, has also gotten through at the same point. So 16 drivers. Ronny Göttler now up into 14th position. Tim Stender and Marc Bartels, their 12th and 11th respectively. As there's a train, it's the Marcel Steinert train, and has got, looks like Florian Breitenbach just behind. Leon Arndt drops to 8th, Hannes Border in 9th, Yannick Herrmann rounds out the top 10. So Lawrence Seyfried didn't actually get onto the grid in time, and so will effectively be classed as a retirement. So still plenty of racing here in the next 11.5 minutes. But we have seen that Mika Metz has been the class of the field this weekend. And already has 3 wins out of 3. and has a lead of about 7.5 tenths of a second after what will be three laps of racing. Now make that 4 as Mika Metz crosses the line, and the gap now extends to just over a second. Looking up and down the order, Hannes Border really coming under pressure from Mark Bartels. Florian Breitenbach putting the frighteners on. Robert Schorpian. I did see that one of the drivers running a little bit slowly. I'm wondering if that might be KPR's Marco Göttler, who was running in 4th place. There's the leader, there's 2nd, there's 3rd. Who's 4th? Got a feeling it's Robert Schorpian. So, which looks to be the case, because I did briefly, looking back at the footage, see, yes, that is the case. So Robert Schorpian and Florian Breitenbach now round out the top 5 positions. Marco Göttler and Jonas Volscheid. Well, Marco Göttler's dropped to 13th, Jonas Volscheid down to 16th position. So there might have been some dramas for those two in the latter stages. So there is Robert Schorpian and also Florian Breitenbach battling away over what is 4th position. Breitenbach to the inside, into the right-hander here at turn 2, makes the job a good one. Marcel Steiner still rounding out the top 6. Leon Arndt has dropped like a stone, unfortunately, all the way down to stone dead last, as we still have just over 9 minutes of this race to go. So the battle for what is going to be 4th position very much heating up. Florian Breitenbach now has gotten ahead of Robert Schorpian. They've got Marcel Steiner in close proximity, but for how much longer? Leon Arndt has parked up, I'm afraid, so the Kart Republic chassis has been pulled off the circuit, and Marco Göttler is possibly the next casualty on that list, having dropped now down to 15th position. But Robert Schorpian getting the hurry up from the 413 of Marcel Steiner. This is the battle for P5, and Steiner was looking through and he got the move done. Oh, he nipped through there like a rat up a drain pipe, did Marcel Steiner. That was very, very close indeed. They went through the sweeping S's, and it was through the exit of the final one that Steiner just went, you know what, I'm going to send it, and he literally planted the kart exactly where he needed to. That was a great move there from Marcel Steiner from FM Racing. Marco Göttler, the next driver to come under the crossfire when it comes to retirements, and that's going to be another one. That's going to be our 3rd of the race. We've had one non-starter in the form of Lukas Horstmann. But Marco Göttler on lap number 6 of the race retires from proceedings this weekend. That's a real shame for Marco Göttler. Such prowess, such promise, and unfortunately nothing was really delivered here in race 2. Ronny Göttler now makes his way past Tim Stender to get into the top 10, as Mika Metz extends his lead to now 2.385 seconds, and Mika Metz leads the way, a 44.679. So Mika Metz is leading quite comfortably. So no real changes for positions at the moment as we head into the last 6.5 minutes. But things behind Marcel Steiner looks to be heating up between Robert Schorpian, Mark Bartels and Hannes Border, because Schorpian has dropped to just nearly a second behind the 413 from FM Racing, and things are kicking off behind. So Hannes Border running with Knees Racing these days on the Maranello chassis. There's the leader, Mika Metz. Just plugging on regardless is the 464. He's done a good job this year so far, and will go into the championship lead with the advantage on his side. Fabian Bock again showing good prowess in third place behind Yannick Jacobs. Florian Breitenbach trying to close on in, and Yannick Jacobs is the quickest driver out there. 44.668 from the number 401. That was at the completion of lap 10. We're on to lap number 12 now with 5.5 minutes to go. The chase starts now. Philipp Dreschler puts in a personal best on lap number 10 of a 45.558. And then the next time around puts in a 45.665 second lap time. Jonas Volscheid running in the low 45s. That's a quick one from the 420 on the Paralin chassis. And has run in the 45.3s for the 2 laps in front of that. But here we have another bit of a ding-dong battle. Mark Bartels now ahead of the pair of Hannes Border and Robert Schoppian. So Mark Bartels now up into 6th place with just under 5 minutes to go. You can see a little bit of the rubber being picked up by the side pods, either through contact or either through a bit of the marbling on the circuit. These carts do get dirtier as the weekend gets along, but some do pride themselves on looking rather pristine, but they do look rather second-hand when you bring them through scrutineering. There is Fabian Bock, followed by Florian Breitenbach. Mark Bartels in 6th place, doing a great job. He's managed to recover quite well. Mark Bartels started down in 12th position. So with the retirements of Leon Arndt and Marco Göttler, that's helped him out no end, as well as with Laurent Seyfried not taking part in the race, and Lukas Horsmann having retired on lap number 2 in the first race earlier on today. But the thing is that Fabian Bock and Florian Breitenbach need to concentrate not on Mika Metz, because Mika Metz has checked out. We've got 3 minutes and 54 seconds plus an additional lap still to go, and Mika Metz has pretty much got this in the bag. 3 out of 3 so far. Looks to be a clean sweep, and there is a term that we use in the United Kingdom called the Grand Chelem, which is basically, if memory serves me correctly, Mika Metz has set the fastest lap in every single session. Now, I'm trying to remember who actually put it on pole position. I think it was Mika Metz. So Mika Metz has got pole position in qualifying. Fastest lap in every single race. Has won every single race. So effectively would have done... so if Mika Metz was fastest in free practice, then that is the Grand Chelem. If he was fastest in the races, fastest lap in the race, wins the races and takes pole position, that's a clean sweep. But a Grand Chelem is that little bit more involved, let's say. And it's a term rarely heard in motorsport circles. Two minutes and 35 seconds remain, and now Florian Breitenbach closing on Fabian Bock. The battle for P3 very much on right now, and it could change at the drop of a hat or a snap of the fingers. Jonas Volscheid gets past Tristan Gebhardt for what is 13th, well, for what is 12th on the road. And for some drivers this weekend, it has been one to forget. Ronnie Göttler will definitely be kicking himself after the incident with Mark Bartels the other day. And that would have been yesterday afternoon. But it's coulda, woulda, shoulda. It's what could have been, what might have been, or here's what you could have won. However, time is fast ticking away, and the time is on the side of the driver in first place, who now has a lead of just under 3.2 seconds. Mika Metz is leading ahead of Yannick Jacobs, but still Fabian Bock and Florian Breitenbach continue to battle away right up until the end of the race. We're going to hit 20 laps of racing. That's 22.14 kilometres of this 1.107 kilometre circuit here at the Eftlandring here at Kerpen. And Florian Breitenbach really has a good toe going through turn 1. Is he going to look for the move? He looked for it. He looked to the right. He looked to the left. Is he going to try and get the cut back on Fabian Bock? Not on that particular occasion. So with this, we'll have another 3 laps, including this one. And that will then mean that Florian Breitenbach, if he wants to get a top 3 by the end of the weekend, he's got time not on his side. And he's got a kart that's being made as wide as possible, but Florian Breitenbach is going to try and push it and doesn't get through on the occasion. That was through the left-hand kink after the S's and then before the chicane. So we're on to the 19th and penultimate lap of DD2. Also the penultimate lap of their weekend. Marcel Steinert. Oh, that's a hammer blow for the 413. That puts him out of title contention quite significantly there, I fear. That's not the way you want your weekend to end in such acrimonious style. Timer has hit 0, and very shortly Mika Metz will take the final lap board for his weekend, and it's been a pretty good one in the office. I'm sure that there will be a lot of celebrations at the Dorr Motorsport camp later on when Mika Metz picks up his weekend winner's trophy. Final lap board is out. Florian Breitenbach is trying to close in on Fabian Bock, and he's got them. Oh, they've rubbed wheels. They've rubbed wheels through turn 3. That's not what the pair wanted. That just screams absolute volatility there, but Breitenbach has gotten past. But we now concentrate on our leader. It has been a flawless performance, and going into the final round, it's been a weekend of perfection. Mika Metz does it again, 4 from 4 here in Kerpen. The 464 driver from Dorr Motorsport and based out of Fleisbach, takes a commanding victory, nearly to the same tune. It was 4.838 seconds in the first race. It's 4.37 seconds ahead of Yannick Jacobs in race 2. Fabian Bock would miss out on a top 3 in this, but Florian Breitenbach would take 3rd place at the end of it all after some slight contretemps and contact between the pair. 5th place, Mark Bartels. Hannes Bode rounds out the top 6 ahead of Robert Schopian, Yannick Herrmann, Ronny Göttler, Tim Stender, Jonas Wolscheid, Tristan Gebhardt, and Philipp Dreschler rounds out the 13 that finished all 20 laps, all 22.14 kilometres of racing, ahead of Marcel Steinert, who retired on lap 16, Marco Göttler, lap 6, Leon Arndt, lap 5, Lawrence Seifried didn't even make the grid, and Lukas Horstmann was a non-starter.